And welcome back to San Diego Living. Hey, you know what? It's going to be back to school time before you know it. And there's some health concerns that you need to be aware of before you send those kids back to the classroom or off to college for that matter. Dr. Mom is here this morning. Rachel Zahn is here. Dr. Mama, good to see you.
Hi, nice to see you, Mark.
Okay, I want to run down just some of the very basic health concerns for parents that are sending kids back to school or maybe to school for the first time. Germs are everywhere these days, but there's certain things you can do to kind of protect yourself.
There are. It is germ time. When kids get back in the classroom, they get close together. They're all touching everything and touching each other. Any kindergarten teacher will tell you the first couple of months of school are really tough ones for illness. Number one thing for prevention, and I feel like I come and say this every time, and it's repetitive, but hand washing. It's the biggest protection. It can prevent up to 80%.
Now, it's not just a case of just that you're passing germs around, that they're on your hands, but anytime you touch your nose or your mouth, you're exposing yourself to whatever's on your hands and whatever you've touched throughout the day as well. So it's this horrible, vicious cycle that you got to cut off somewhere.
Right.
And hand washing's easy.
Yeah, and that's how they get into your body. On your hands, as you said, into your mouth, into your nose, into your eyes, and that's pretty much the story. Another really good point is your kids are in a classroom, and there are certain communal objects in the classroom
that everybody touches. It goes back to that.
The pencil sharpener is a bad one. Every kid goes to the pencil sharpener, does their thing. Who cleans that pencil sharpener? Probably no one,
right,
to be fair. So that's a big germy place. So you might just give your kid one of those little manual pencil sharpeners.
Now, I just wonder, as teachers become more aware of this too, and I don't know, as a parent, I think it's probably perfectly okay to ask the teacher if they do go around periodically and wipe down certain things and disinfect certain things. My wife's a dental hygienist. They wipe down everything in between patients. I don't see why you couldn't do the same thing in the classroom.
It's true, and you certainly could, but with budget constraints as they are, I think you have to be a little realistic and self-protective.
Okay, parents, another volunteer opportunity for you there.
Great one.
Come in and say, I'll be the health officer, the health monitor in the classroom,
right,
and wipe things down. Okay, the pencil sharpener, the computer.
The computer.
Oh, those keys.
Yeah, and kids can't avoid the keyboards
right
at school, nor should they. But it is a germ magnet. So you can give your kid a little hand sanitizer, container to keep at their desk. When they're done keyboarding, just squirt a little of that stuff on, rub it around. Most kids are not comfortable taking a sanitizing wipe to the computer with them and wiping
the whole thing down.
So, yeah,
people around here are, though. You'll see it every day in here, up in the newsroom.
Yeah.
People are wiping everything down, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's kind of funny because it is a new mindset that people are just now really starting to understand. And the little hand sanitizer that you mentioned, that's something I never took to school as a kid, but why not?
Why not? Just keep it in their backpack, in their desk, whatever.
Okay.
Works.
One of my pet peeves is watching people cough and sneeze into their hands.
Yeah.
And then touching everything around them, not immediately going and cleaning it. Now, people think if they hold their hand up like this and cough, that they're protecting everybody around them from germs. Where are the germs going when they do this?
Right into their hand.
Into their hand and sideways?
Absolutely. And we're getting a little better about this. With last year's flu epidemic, people did start to become conscious of coughing and sneezing into their elbow. And again, huge prevention opportunity there.
Yeah,
really
this is just by way of not passing things on, coughing into the sleeve. And certainly, again, you mentioned hand washing constantly. If you do happen to cough or sneeze into your hand or whatever, now those germs, every single thing that you touch. And how long do you think those germs last on some of these surfaces?
It varies according to the germ. Viruses live a shorter period of time than bacteria often, but there's broad variability. So you really can't count on it. Some of them are dead within a few hours. Some can last for days.
Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind as your kids are going off to school. I've got to believe that nutrition and rest are really important to keeping the kids healthy too, especially in those early weeks when they're all excited and pumped up.
That's the other side of preventing illness, is building that immune system. And I know I sound like I'm channeling my grandmother when I say this, but lots of fruits and vegetables, colorful diet. The key is a colorful diet, green, red, yellow, all those vegetables and fruits. Lots of sleep, really important, and exercise.
And the exercise, too. Okay.
Yep, no question.
We're only going to have a second to touch on this, and we'll make a full segment out of this next time. But we talked a lot about the younger kids, but this applies to all the older kids as well, and then a few extra things.
Germs do not discriminate by age, so your college students are at least as much risk as your little ones. They're living in dorms, really close together. Last year in the flu epidemic, that flu ran through college campuses like nowhere else. My own son caught it at college. And make sure your kids have their flu vaccine. It includes the H1N1 this year. Make sure your kids have it. Pertussis vaccine, pertussis is making a comeback. Then there are, of course, the meningitis vaccine. That's required. The freshman 15, on another topic, not on
Putting on the extra weight?
Yep. Alcohol abuse and date violence. Really important health issues.
Okay, well, the doctor's online, mamasoncall.com. Dr. Mama, Dr. Rachel Zahn. Always good to see you. Come back again soon, and we'll go into some of these issues that really affect the college-age kids in a little more detail, because I know folks are going to have a lot of questions about those things as well.
Thank you. We're offering a new service called Ask Dr. Mama, where you can actually schedule parent consultations and coaching with Dr. Mama.
Perfect.
If you would like. So go to the website and look for that.
Got to take advantage of that, folks, so do it. Thanks. Always good to see you.
Good to see you, Mark.
All right.